Hi, welcome back to our next session. Page number 20 today. Yes. So, I asked you to look at your passion and do some actions. In the last 24 hours, what have you done? Think about it. Share within yourselves or with some people close to you that I have done these two actions which are connecting me to the passion that I have. There must be something in you that should be driving. That is what is passion all about. In one of the episodes, I said I'd been always lucky that I'll get a message or I'll get an SMS about the topic I'm talking on the particular day. It so happened that I got a WhatsApp message from one of our group. It was talking about passion only. And it was a very simple message. If you have an exit strategy, then whatever you are pursuing is not a passion. Because you already have thought of the exit. Very apt, no? Excellent. And continuing on the same thing, I had shown you the cover of the book, Jane Atwood. Yesterday I said Atwood, maybe that I added. So it is only Jane Atwood and Chris, husband and wife book. Very beautiful book. The book itself is saying passion test. So I run a lot of training program on a topic called passion to one of the leading financial institutions, and it gives a lot of pleasure doing that program because it involves a lot of passion. So I am going to read one particular paragraph of this book, which will probably sum up whatever we had been talking. This is about, I will read it verbatim, so that's why I am searching this. Okay, I got the correct one. This talks about a person's passion and how he went about the whole thing. Last episode we talked about Mahabharat, current. So we'll come to the current time. We'll talk about the living person. I think he is still living. We'll talk about this. This is about Dr. Pankaj Naram. He is a famous Ayurvedic physician and the pulse reader for the Dalai Lama. I am reading this book verbatim. When Pankaj was in his 20s, he was, in his own words, a nobody who knew nothing and had nothing. At that time, his teacher asked him what in his life was most important to him. Pankaj said to be the most renowned Ayurvedic physician in the world, making Ayurveda available to people throughout the world. His teacher told him, okay, then write it down. Pankaj wrote it down. And his teacher then asked him, how will you know when you are living in this dream of yours? Pankaj thought for a few minutes and said, I will take the pulse of at least 1 lakh of people. Mother Teresa will come to my clinic and acknowledge my good work. I will take the pulse of the Dalai Lama and I will have Ayurvedic centers all over the world. His teacher said, okay, write it down. Pankaj thought to himself, how will I, a nobody who knows nothing, ever accomplish any of these things? But he loved and respected his teacher, and so he wrote them down. Now, more than 2 decades later, Pankaj has taken the pulse of over 4 lakh people. Mother Teresa did come to his clinic in the 80s and praise him for his great work with the AIDS. He is now called upon to take the pulse of the Dalai Lama. And he has Ayurvedic centers in 12 countries around the world. How did it happen? Because he wrote it down. He said, I will pursue this single track mind. I will do that. I think the story is very well fitting into the discussion that we have. And I have one more card which is leading to the next thought. All of us are wanting to go somewhere. There is a desired state. There is a desire still in the future. But when we talk about desired state, there is a present state. We are now here. So there is a gap between the current state and the desired state. And we will have to move. Figuratively, we will have to move from as a state to desired state. And there is a gap. And to push this line towards the desired state, there are certain things that will help you. I call them as enablers. We talked of some enablers yesterday, day before yesterday. Maintaining your PMR, physical, mental relationship, and following the SMS route to do that, and acquire knowledge, write your passion statement, etc., etc., etc. So self-discipline, willingness to take risk, these are all the enablers which will move you towards your desired state. But all is not hunky-dory, no? There will be blockades, there will be hurdles. So we also talked of one hurdle. Where is the time for all these things? Time management, time constraints. There is a competition inside the organization frame in the career path, outside the organization. External as well as internal competition always are there. There is a lack of motivation. I am not motivated to do all these things. Lack of motivation. Personal issues. I would like to go there and live in Bombay for a couple of years to gain that kind of a system, speed, etc., etc. But I am chained to my village in Bulandshahr because of some personal issues. There are some blockades. So they are all called the stallers. So that means we should be aware of the enablers as well as the stallers. And this desired state, will it remain the same? It's always a moving goalpost. It always keeps moving. As you progress, it keeps moving. That means the gap between what I am today and the desired state is permanent. And how do we move? I call this gap between the two states is the big gap. I call it as the fire in the belly. The fire can be of three things. One is in amber, no flame. When it is only amber, the vehicle will move slowly, tuck, tuck, tuck. But if it is a flame, it starts moving little faster. If it is a jwala, then there is a accelerated pace. So we will have to decide what is my intensity in my belly, the fire in the belly. Is it only at the amber level, or at a flame level, or at a jwala level? So what we have done in the last couple of episodes is looking at the three important things: physical, mental and relationship. And how do we do that? We will have to follow the SMS route, stop, modify, start. And how do we do that? We must develop that commitment. So we talked about the interest, commitment, and then yesterday we talked about passion, the third level. And I continued on the same passion for some more time today to emphasize the point on passion. And I also opened up the next topic as to where we are and where we want to go. The gap is the one which has to be ignited through a fire, which is the fire in the belly. There can be three types: amber, fire, amber, flame, and the jwala. You decide as to what is that. I think we have made a substantial progress and much more to come. It is more about self. Unless the self is very, very strong, which is the foundation, we cannot achieve bigger things. Let us first make the foundation so strong, we can go leaps and bounds upwards. See you tomorrow with another thought and action. Till then, bye.